So when you want to make beautiful ads, of course you need beautiful images. And there's two different choices you can make. You can go for non-copyright images or images that potentially may have copyright. So on the one hand, you have no risk with royalty-free images like Pixabay, for example. And on the other hand, you can grab images from Google which potentially might have copyright. Is there any significant chance of problems? My personal opinion, this is not legal advice, no. But you do whatever you feel comfortable with. So let's say we're on Pixabay and we're looking for a grocery offer, grocery store. You can see there's still a large... Is it loading? I think it's loading a lot of different images. As you can see, there is a lot of different images you can use. However, as often with these image download sites, they're all stock images. And stock images is not necessarily what we're looking for, so this might be a better image. These are not the images that we prefer. For the grocery store, what we like people in the aisle, but not like this. This is also not a good image. This is also not a good image. We want to have something going on. Cards are really good if the brands are on them, and these all don't have any brands on them. So this would be great if the brand would be here, but it's not. So you can already see this mimics 7-Eleven, but it's a very bad image. So none of these images I'm seeing right now, maybe this one, but none other would have any chance on Facebook. So that's why I'm saying my preference, I've never ran a stock image like this. I've always ran from Google. So let's go Costco as example, yeah? How to find good images. Well, what we want is we want people. So as you already can see, everybody knows what Costco looks like. This is a good image. So what we're looking for is we have three options. On Facebook, we're working with a pattern interrupt. People are scrolling through their newsfeed, and this image has to make them stop and read the copy. So what do? We either put a border around it, like so, or we put an arrow. If you put the arrow, it has to point at something. It doesn't matter where it points, it's just for the attention. You can put it on this girl's face, you can put it on her bag, you can put it on this light. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter where it goes, it just has to grab attention. The other one is to put a circle. So the arrow and the circle are also the same thing, or the border. Lately, the border has been my favorite because it's super easy. Take in mind the dimensions, because the dimensions has to be, this image has to be stretched to the right dimensions for Facebook. But I will show you that later. So you have different images. These are in-store images, and you can see there are many. This one would be a good one because it looks like this guy just won and just bought like all this stuff from Costco. This would be a nice one. And you can see these are all non-stock images. They don't look fake. They look super real. Look at this. And you can see like these are like the recommended images, but even from like the parking lot. So this would what we would call storefront is a really good images. Look, even with the cards. So storefront, people in the store, and then my other favorite, Costco cards. Like these don't really say Costco that well. Oh, here, Costco, like this, right? Or like this. But this one has a watermark. This would be ideal, something like this. Maybe even from the side. This, not. This, something like this. You see? Because people have these things in their hand all the time. Here you can see full cart. But this one is from Getty Images. So you get the idea. We want to look for the grocery stores at least for these kind of images. Well, let's say we're running for a theme park, yeah? Disney Land. So for the theme park, you wouldn't run the castle straight away. This is also a little bit of a stock image. So what you want to do, you want to look for people who are in Disneyland. Usually people who are going to opt into this are not teenagers. They're usually a little bit older, they have kids. So if you find a family who is in Disneyland, maybe this is a good one, Disneyland Paris. Just make sure that if you run US traffic, don't run Disneyland Paris, run Disneyland Florida or whatever it is. If you run it in Europe, then run Disneyland Paris. So this would be a nice one. If it's not too much of a stock image, yeah, it's too much of a stock image. I can already tell, like he's like fake, like, oh my God. These are all a little bit of stock images. But this would be a good one. People related to the house. You don't really see Disneyland, but that's okay. And this was actually in a fight. But you can just put a circle here on this girl, or you put like a circle on his shoe. It doesn't really matter. It's all good. So here you find a clear idea, like images like this. This is in Shanghai. This might work because it doesn't look like a stock image. It looks a little bit different. You get the idea, hopefully. Don't use stock images like this because they're not going to work. Find the pattern interrupt. That's the most important thing. How would this look when I put a circle there, a border there? I need for it to grab attention. Don't make it like shocking, but find good images. Then let's say we make Instagram story ads. So the Facebook ads, they are horizontal, right? But the Instagram story ads, they're vertical. So we need a whole different image. And what I like to use is Instagram as a filter. So if I do Disneyland in Instagram, we might get a lot of Disneyland Instagram images. There we go. Straight away. It's so easy. Life hack. Look at this one. This one is perfect. You can just put our template over here, swipe up, and win a trip to Disneyland. Perfect. Same thing for this one. This one you need to crop a little bit, but it still fits. Very relatable, brings over the emotion. What about this one even? People feel like, oh, they can go with their partner to this. You will cut it like this, swipe up and win a trip to Disneyland. It really brings that feel. And for Instagram story ads, that's important. We are not working with the pattern interrupt necessarily because people are watching their stories, meaning they're bored, they want to see what people are up to, they take the time, right? They're not as active looking for something as on Facebook. They just wait for what is coming to them. This is also a nice one, you see, and it has to be cut out like this so it looks good. So the Instagram is like one example you could do. You can also look for phone background. Phone background. Phone wallpaper. Because what happens is these are the exact 1080 by 1920, which is the Instagram dimensions. So these are obviously not good. This one is interesting, but you would have to put the text above, which I'm not a fan of. But as you can see, you would have to browse, take some time to find the good images. And it all comes down to testing. It always will. It always has been like that. But yeah, the Instagram one is a real hack because we're using it for Instagram story ads. So that way you'll find good images very quick. Then for the theme parks, you always have to think behind it, right? For grocery stores, it's probably women between 30 and 50 who want to save money, who are going to opt in. For Disneyland, it's probably young couples with kids or old couples with kids. So you have to make it appealing. If a young person is going to opt in, it's either with his or her boyfriend, girlfriend who is going there, right? This is also a nice image. This is the one I used. I will show it in the ad examples, but this is the image I used for my winning ad. I made so much money with that. So what was I saying? You have to make the connection with the audience. So if we do trip offers, it goes completely different because sex sells. So if we do Hawaii, Instagram again. So here's a little golden nugget when finding images. Girls like image of girls and girls like image of boys. But boys don't like image of boys, they only like image of girls. That's why in the pictures we never have guys. We only have females, no males. So this is Hawaii. So this will be a nice image. You would have to crop it. Oh, maybe a little bit too revealing. Don't want to get our ads disapproved. So basically you're looking for somebody in the water. Even if this is Hawaii, you can use it for Bali, a trip to Maldives, a trip to Hawaii, a trip to Miami. It doesn't matter because people don't know where it is. They just have to catch that feel. This would be a really good one. But also the side boob is maybe a little bit too revealing. Let's see. No, it is not good. You really want those like Instagram girls to, like fake models to do it. So let's do Bali. You can see I'm doing this live, right? So with Bali, you're already getting more of the touristic part, which you don't really want. Because you want to use those images preferably for every single geo that is available, that specific trip, right? And getting it like this feel. Everybody who wants to go to Bali feels this, right? But most people, they just want to have a good time in the water. So let's do girl diving Instagram. All right, here we already have more interesting ones. These are actually people underwater. So this might be a nice one. Which was the one I just noticed? I just saw one disturbing one. No? This one. What's that? Oh, it's like a rock. It might be interesting. It's very different. Then they have like... I like the suggestion section. You can get a lot of images from there. You can see these girls, they're all underwater, but they're not as like erotic or appealing in that sense. Because they're diving, yeah. So if you remove the Instagram... might get like better images. Yeah, so what happens is you get bigger images. So which means you would have to, this is a small image, but you would have to cut the image in Canva. And Canva as a tool will show you, it's free to use. And that's how we make most of our images. But you get the idea, get like sexually appealing. You can even go like this. Hot girl bikini. And see, so you get a lot of stock images. Maybe let's put Instagram because this is like all stock. But obviously that's the title, right? So here, this one, bang, there you go. You can use this. You can use this. See, this is the right keyword. So this one has the Instagram still. You can use this one. You can use this one. Just to give you an idea of what is possible, right? Just keep searching those keywords because you can imagine after this project, thousands of people have seen this content. So you need to go for words, take 10 to 30 minutes to find the best images you can find and put them all together and pick your favorites. So that's how it goes. Good luck.